In this video, we sailed to one of the most gorgeous beaches in the British Virgin Islands. We also managed to get ourselves into quite a tizzy about a visitor.
Did a thing today. What did we do, Ken? We invited a rock legend. Oh, I'm like, oh, we've got a rock legend coming on the boat.
We worked through some doggy dinghy drama.
Good job.
And then, of course, there are the never-ending boat chores.
But it all can't be loafing around in bikinis in paradise. Can it, Ken? So tell me, obviously this is a sewing machine.
Welcome to Unanchored Life, where two perfectly sensible people, but with a dangerous taste for adventure, sold the house and everything else, except the dog, all to trawler, and now sail from country to country in search of the next horizon. We sailed the 10 miles from Joost van Dyke to Guana Island. It's a spectacular privately owned 850-acre island and is renowned as a high-end, low-key eco-resort that focuses heavily on absolute privacy and attracts some celebrities.
Guana Island. Oh, love this beach. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. It's just the most beautiful bay, full of turtles and lovely people. Guana Island is actually owned, it's a private island owned by a billionaire, as so many of these British Virgin Islands are. This one, they're very strict. The beaches are public up to the vegetation line. Every beach in the BVIs is actually public. So even though the island is private, very exclusive resort, I think the most guests they ever have there is about 40, and there's 60 staff to look after them. Beautiful exclusive houses dotted throughout the island. I hear, because I've never been, from guests that guests return there year after year. There's a big orchard and a vegetable garden supplying the restaurant with fresh foods. It's meant to be absolutely idyllic. Anyway, very pricey as you can imagine, but their beach is free. You just have to get here.
There are about 6 mooring balls here and plenty of anchorage space, but probably because there are no facilities, it never seems to get that crowded. But of course, knowing us, it can't stay that quiet for long.
We did a thing today. What did we do, Ken?
What did we do?
We invited a rock legend
Billy Squier
and his wife.
Stroke me, stroke me. Stroke me, stroke me, stroke me. That guy. We met them on the beach and they're absolutely lovely people, and we found ourselves, just as you do when you meet lovely people, saying, why don't you come and have sunset, sundowner cocktails on our boat? And it all seems so natural and harmless. And now I'm like, oh, we've got a rock legend coming on the boat. We better get the vacuum out. And his wife is a former pro soccer player.
Yeah,
like
she's
a power couple.
They're a super power couple, and we've got to vacuum. But then I said, well, what if he wants to play your guitar? And then Ken said, what if he wants to hear me play? I mean, this guy is like a legend.
Even my 19-year-old daughter went nuts when she found out who we were having over.
He wrote My Kind of Lover. My kind of lover. My kind of... No. Wait.
I'm going to practice for
And then Ken actually blushed. Look, he's blushing
I'm
again.
not blushing. I don't blush. I don't even know what that is.
You better go and practice.
Shut up. It's not nice.
So while I cleaned the boat to make it worthy of a rock legend, Ken practiced.
Ken's getting getting ready for our rock star for cocktails tonight.
Of course, Billy and his wife were absolutely delightful and loved seeing Elsa belting out one of his hits.
I'm filming. Oh,
That's awesome. Okay, you're in the band. Oh my God, you just made it. You are in.
Oh,
Yeah, but you
that's
see,
funny.
she made mine too.
Oh.
That is what it's about. And think about it. I'm 75 years old. That record came out, she wasn't even a glimpse in her mother's eye.
Not even.
You know?
Yeah.
And in all the stuff that's happened since then, what does she say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
That makes me feel that what I did
Yeah.
means something.
She is
That
really.
it
like,
that
he's
it
already
wasn't
on-
like what I did wasn't a moment.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the flavor of the month. That when your music endures.
Not only endures, but Billy has a new vinyl record out. We enjoyed Billy and his wife so much they stayed for dinner, and that's how we became friends with a rock star.
So what Ken is doing here is he's anchoring our dinghy just outside of the breaking waves, and that's because it's kind of a heavy dinghy. It weighs over 1,000 pounds, so we cannot beach it. You know, with lighter dinghies you can pull them up on this beautiful beach, but we cannot do that. If it gets on the beach, we're stuck because we can't pull it off. So he has to anchor it out like that and swim in, but he loves morning swims. It doesn't look like a lot of swell, but it can actually swamp a boat if you're not careful. Yeah, let's go sitting on a towel together, watching Daddy in the surf. What a bad spot.
To get us back to the boat, Ken takes the dinghy stern anchor up first off the beach. Then he hops on. When we get to colder waters around Europe, I don't think this technique will work so well. He lowers the engine back into the water, starts up the engine, and then pulls the bow anchor in. And then he drives to the beach to pick us up. We've tried swimming the dog out to the boat, but it didn't go so well.
On this side.
Yeah. Good girl. Oh, poor sweetheart. Hang on, this way.
I need your help.
I know.
So we had to teach Gypsy to jump on and off herself.
All right.
Gypsy is 9 years old, and we are amazed how well she has adapted to boat
Good
life.
girl. And that's how that works. Say goodbye to the beach, Gypsy. We'll be back in a couple of hours.
Having a dog on board is a huge commitment, but we wouldn't have it any other way. However, with the Atlantic crossing coming up, she's going to have to learn to potty on the boat.
What you doing, Mommy?
Every time she comes back to the boat, well, actually, we all need our feet cleaned, even our little paws. There you go. There's Ken's little paws, big paws. And then, once we've done that, gotten rid of all of the sand, we
Goopy.
have a rod down. So first we do the snoot. Ooh, that's our new alarm system. And then we do scrub down, which he also loves. And then we do her paws. We do this every time she comes on the boat, so at least 3 times a day. But it also, I think it also gets rid of some of the dog hairs because she's a shedder. And then it's treat time.
Let's go get Treat. Come on. Go on. Mommy will give you a treat.
Gypsy won't go in the boat now unless her paws are cleaned. She's trained us really well. She gets the big greenie for breakfast treat. Sometimes Ken just waits on the dinghy while I quickly give Gypsy a potty break. She has to get taken to land 3 times a day, so in some ways when she has to learn to go on the boat during our Atlantic passage, it will help us all out. But it all can't be loafing around in bikinis in paradise, can it, Ken? Why not? We have to work. And, well, we have to do chores as well as, you know, our business. Thank you, Starling. But anyway, Ken today is fixing the dinghy upholstery, which is looking a bit shabby.
Reupholstering the dinghy seats because they were falling apart. Not really reupholstering, fixing, re-sewing the seams.
So tell me, obviously this is a sewing machine. But tell me what's so...
It's a what's it flabbergaster.
I knew that there was some nautical term I was missing.
Yeah.
What's so special about this sewing machine?
It's a Sailrite, a professional sewing machine. It's really good, solid, lots of features.
So it can get through a lot of layers of canvas and stuff.
Canvas, good stitch quality.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Cool. Carry on then. We've had our Sailrite sewing machine for a few years. They have great how-to videos. So good, I even made these drapes in our old home with it.
I went through all the seams and just doubled them up so they don't fall apart. We shall see. The hard part's putting it back together. Stapling plastic. That's not the easiest.
Yes, glad to see you're tidying as you go.
Of course, clean as you go. Fraud prevention.
Stuck in the islands, as we most fortunately are, you just can't order things on Amazon, or you can't find upholsterers to do this kind of thing, so you need to do them yourselves. And when I say yourselves,
She means
I
me.
mean Ken.
I doubled all these stitches.
It's not like professional quality or anything.
Yeah, but what did you do? Oh yeah, okay.
And the ones that were broken, then I redid these all together.
Yeah, well that'll hold. Perfect.
For a while. Sure how long.
Very good. So now you've got to put it back together. Ooh, you need a nice cup of tea. Of course, we all contribute to the boat chores, except for one very lazy passenger. When we are on a mooring ball, usually someone will stop by in the afternoon and collect the fees, or some of them you can book online. Look at our video on Joost van Dyke for more mooring ball tips. On Guana Island, an employee collects the fee every afternoon. Beautiful sunset. Beautiful sunset, bottle of wine, and food with my honey. Lovely people getting married on a boat. And as we finally left Guana Island, we enjoyed another treat. A beautiful place to get married. Guana Island.
You want to get married again?
Hell no.
Run, run.
Don't do it. Join us in our next video where we explore another very special island in the BVI. And finally do something about
Bring it
Ken's
back down to
pirate
military.
hair. Oh God. I don't want that.
It needs to be significantly shorter than this.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,